Hey everybody, it's Jimmy and Bill. Bill, what we're talking about today is there's rumors going around that shingles roofs are not going to be no longer in Florida.
Yep.
So I'm like, yeah, I ignored it. Yeah, whatever. And there's a lot of reasons why it should be true, but some reasons it shouldn't be not true. And then this article came up. The Palm Beach Post article studied 10-year-old asphalt shingles don't protect against hurricane winds. That's what the article is about.
Okay.
So I'm like, really? I said, I do home inspections for a living, and I've seen a lot of roofs that are, after 10 years, they're still really good.
Yeah, and I mean, all right, well, let's see what the thing says.
All right,
It's like after our hurricane here, there's a lot of roofs around my neighborhood that were perfectly fine, and they are more than 10 years old.
Yeah,
so
and they want to go to metal roofs, and we'll do the pros and cons,
Yeah.
but let me read a little bit of the article. The state's most popular roofing material, asphalt shingles, are taking a beating with potential consequences for millions of homeowners. 10-year-old asphalt shingle roofs can't withstand winds of 100 miles per hour or more. The Florida Office Insurance Regulation Commissioner Michael Yaworsky told the Senate Banking and Insurance Committee Tuesday that an official from the insurance industry funded a construction study that echoed his sentiment. So basically what that's basically saying is, oh, asphalt can't handle 100-mile-an-hour winds.
After 10 years of getting cooked in the sun. Okay.
But, I mean, think about it. We might have had some winds that blew over 100 miles an hour, but I don't remember ever having constant 100-mile-an-hour winds.
During the last storm?
Yeah, last two.
No, I think like
60,
for
70?
us.
Yeah, for us.
Yeah, we were
But
in
the
the
ones
80s.
we inspect all over Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
And, yeah, some people lost shingles. But,
Yeah.
for a 10-year-old asphalt shingle roof at 60 miles per hour, we can expect a 1 in 12 chance of damage. 60 miles an hour, 1 in 12 chance?
That's 1 in 12 homes. 1 out of every 12 homes on a block has damage.
Said Michael Newman, General Counsel for Insurance Institute and for Business Home Safety, which claims to have the world's only lab with a full-scale house to test the items. So they're basically saying that they actually have a house in a testing facility to test
That makes sense. But 1 in 12. So I wonder how much damage it actually was caused. Was it like, well, it's only one shingle tab that came off? Is that damage?
Does this justify banning asphalt shingles?
Right. So let's see what it says, because there's a lot more, in my opinion, that goes into this.
At 90 miles per hour winds, we're talking about 25% chance of damage, Newman continued. At 100 miles per hour, we're talking nearly 100% chance of damage. See, they put that little word in there, chance.
Yeah, 100%
chance of damage. So, obviously, insurance companies would love for everyone to have metal roofs.
Right.
Okay? But is it realistic? That's what we're going to talk about,
Interesting.
So basically, it continues,
Okay.
Most Florida hurricanes too powerful for decade-old asphalt tiles. 12 out of the last 14 hurricanes that have impacted Florida over the last 20 years reached a Cat 2 or greater, meaning that the winds were between 96 and 110 miles an hour.
Now remember, let's just so we kind of, for people who aren't in Florida, when they're talking those Category 2 winds and everything, obviously I'm not a meteorologist and you can go look this up, but that's right around the eye of the storm. And then the further you get away from the eye, because you look at the storm when it comes into Florida and it's menacing. It's covering the entire state.
Yeah.
And people generally think that entire storm that's covering the entire state is just completely devastating every inch of the state from South Florida to, Tallahassee. And that's not the case. And it's a small area in terms of geography for the state of Florida.
Yeah.
That reaches some of these winds. And they do use that buzzword several times.
Yeah,
Chance.
But here's the big thing, okay? Okay, now, the claims about shingle roofs run counter to the roofing material marketing. So now you got the salespeople that sell roofs. I deal with them all the time, That 10-year lifespan for asphalt often doesn't jibe with the salespeople are telling Florida homeowners. State Senator Blaise Spring-Hill noted. Okay, so basically, 10 Is there a way we can inform consumers to disregard the salesmen who say this is a 40-year shingle? How many times do you hear salespeople? I hear it all the time.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, this is a 40-year shingle. Okay, I'm going to pay extra for a 40-year shingle.
Because you want the extra life. You're thinking, oh, I don't have to replace my shingle in 40 years.
But if insurance company is not going to insure me after 10 years,
What does it matter?
why should I pay the extra for a 40-year? So it basically goes on and says, is there anything else we can do to let customers know about the 40-year shingle? It's not going to be 40-year shingle. Okay.
I agree with that. Like, marketing versus reality.
Yeah.
Because we know that the shingle's not going to last 40 years. Like, common sense. A 40-year shingle, like asphalt shingle, being very specific. Asphalt shingle, 40-year asphalt shingle is probably not going to last 40 years. Like a 20-year asphalt shingle is the most inexpensive shingle that you can purchase. You might start seeing some damage just because seeing a lot of houses and inspections with like the 20-year shingle, when you walk up to the roof that it's a less expensive shingle.
Yeah, I could definitely tell. But here's an example. Sandy, 77, who retired after serving nearly 45 years as a police officer, said that he installed what was told to be a 45-year shingle, thinking that he'd never have to deal with it, again.
Yep.
Re-roofing again in his home in western Palm Beach County. But 22 years after the installation, his insurance company gave him 3 months to get a new roof, or he would be ineligible for renewal.
Wow.
He said, I paid an extra for the 45-year shingle.
Yep.
And the roofer told me it's 45 years. But at the end of the day, I got to change my roof after 20 years.
Yeah, so what do you do? Can you get somebody to recertify it? But if the insurance company is saying, hey, they're mitigating their risk too. The insurance company, and they're saying, listen, statistically, so that would be something that I would imagine you could appeal.
Here's the facts about shingles.
If you keep the paperwork.
Yeah, here's the facts, at least my facts, okay? So hurricane resistant shingles are easier to be torn off from hurricanes than metal roofs.
Of course.
Or clay tiles.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Okay, they go on to say it's a flying debris hazard. Yeah, anything that's picked up from the wind could be a debris, but it's a shingle, Frequent roof replacements. Due to hurricanes, shingle roofs often need frequent repairs or complete replacements, making them less sustainable.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
But you're talking about the average person lives in a house, what, 8, 10 years?
8 to 10 years.
Okay. So if you move in, there's a new roof, you should be good for the roof. But again, what's bull about everything is somebody saying it's a 45-year shingle, and then you have to deal with it after 10, 15 years.
Right, exactly. That's the problem.
So insurance costs and risk reduction. Insurance companies may push for a ban and lower claims for wind and storm damaged shingles. So now the insurance company is saying, well, your roof, it's a 45-year shingle, but we only gave it a 15-year life, and you're in it for 11 years, and it got damaged, so there's 4 years left.
Yeah, all right, we'll keep going before we spiral.
Shorter lifespan compared to metal tiles, true. Shingles typically, according to Florida, 15 to 20 years, and metal roofs can last 50 plus years.
Yeah.
True. Higher long-term costs. Though initially cheaper, frequent repairs and replacements makes shingles more expensive. Long-term.
I would agree with that, just because it's getting expensive, and then if you're replacing your roof, so if you put a metal roof on that's 50 plus years, right? And that's at least 2 shingle roofs, probably 3.
Mm-hmm. Well, metal roofs are like 3 times more expensive.
Right, yeah.
And I'm not even talking about clay roofs, because some of these roof systems can't support the weight.
Well, I didn't want to get into that because I know it's later on.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, I did. That's why I said I stopped myself earlier, because we could go down a rabbit hole there.
Statewide insurance crisis. Rising homeowners insurance might force stricter roofing standards to reduce overall risk. So the insurance company's pushing it. Material degrading from sun and humidity. Florida intense UV rays and high humidity cause shingles to warp, crack, deteriorate faster than other states. True.
100% I agree with that.
True.
Yeah.
But in some northern states, they have to deal with ice dams and, the corners and stuff, uplift.
Right. And people overlook maintenance on your roof as well, and they let it get really moldy, or they let branches rub on it, You know, we may be getting ahead of ourselves.
I saw a brand new roof that was one palm tree that was just rubbing from the wind. Brand new. I'm talking about like 6 months. And I went up on the roof to inspect it, and I'm like, yeah, this has to be replaced. All the granules are gone.
Yeah, there was a deal that we had in my office. I wasn't the agent, but that agent was like having difficulties with the seller because they had put a new roof on, and they're like, well, why do I have to put another roof on? Because they couldn't get it to pass the inspection because they had a branch that just swept off on like 30% of the back half of the roof. It was just that nice little average breeze like we have now.
Yeah,
and it destroyed their roof.
Yeah. And some people want them banned for environmental reasons. Let's just go over those quickly. Land waste more old shingles, fill up landfills. Asphalt shingles are petroleum-based.
Okay.
You know? Heat absorption and energy efficiency. Dark asphalt shingles absorb heat, increasing cooling costs, which is true.
Yeah.
Okay. Stormwater pollution. Runoff from aging shingles can contain chemicals and pollute waterways. This is the thing they're saying. Wildlife and ecosystem concerns. Shingle break down and release microplastics and harmful compounds into the environment.
I don't know.
I just had to go down the list. You know? Okay, legal policy and factors. Push for more durable materials. Florida may encourage homeowners to use stronger materials like metal or concrete to enhance disaster preparedness. Say on my roof, okay, I wanted to put a metal roof. This HOA would not let me put a metal roof.
Right. So what usually happens is you would have to go into more of a metal shingle roof, which is even more expensive.
And the problem with those two, just remember, okay, because I'm very careful when you do inspections on those. If you walk on them, they're not thick; they bend.
Yeah, they're.
You have to know how to walk on them, and they're slippery.
Yeah.
So it's not something like, and they get dirty. So it's a whole. They're expensive.
They're very expensive. The ones the metal that looks like shingles they're pretty expensive.
Yeah, but you know, like say this roof is $20,000, you know, and then you're talking about metal, you're talking about $60,000, $65,000.
Yeah, 60.
How many people have $60,000? You know, and then what's going to happen is, you know,
well, they'll finance it.
Or they'll sue the insurance company and saying, hey, you know, like everybody did. I think I'm the only person on this block that actually paid for my roof. Freaking ridiculous. It's a sore subject for me.
I know. But think about it. 60 grand for your roof. I get it. A lot of people deal with it and they save the money up. But, you know, I think some of those shingles are 50 to 100 years. So in essence, that should be the only roof you have to put on. Same thing with tiles. But I don't know. There's just too many valleys and hips and different things that leak over time, and you're going to have to repair it.
Here's something interesting. Legislatively pressures, okay, the roofing industry, construction industry, they're pushing the lobbies to ban and promote more profitable, long-lasting materials. According to this article, some roofing companies, manufacturers, are pushing for that stuff because even though they'll do less roofs, they'll be much more profitable.
They're profitable, yeah. Profit margins are higher.
But
interesting.
The whole thing is what's going to happen with these? The rest of the country's still going to have asphalt roofs.
Yeah, it's not like the asphalt roofs are going away. This is specifics to Florida, just because. Look, I understand where everybody's going right now. You know, with the hurricanes and everything else. So they're trying. The insurance company, lobbyists, they're trying to mitigate their risk, and they're trying to mitigate their loss. So they're trying to find ways to make homes stronger and safer for everybody, which I do agree with. But it has to be within reason. We have to take what's that thing called? Oh, self. Yeah, come on, man. You were supposed to jump in on me on that. No, you're supposed to take a common sense approach to things.
Oh, yeah.
You know, practical, common sense approach to things. Like the knee-jerk reactions don't generally work out well.
All right, but they're saying, okay, asphalt shingles, fire hazards, mold, mildew growth, hail impact for resistance. You know, this hail thing, okay? And not for nothing, but everybody's like, oh, I had hail damage on my roof. That's why I need a new roof. You know, the insurance company. Like, I know where you are, there was some hail.
Right.
Okay?
And the thing with that is, we had a video and photos of it. Mm-hmm. So that's how we proved that we had real hail damage, because we had a video of the house being pummeled with hail.
Here's a funny story. So this person I went to go inspect their home. and they're like, hey, this house has hail damage. I'm going to file an insurance claim. I'm like, hail? And it's right by my house. I was like, I don't remember hail. When did it happen? Oh, it happened 2 months ago. I was like, I kind of would know if it happened.
Yeah.
But anyways, I climbed up on the roof and everything, and you could see pop marks, like really round pop marks. And I'm like, because you see all the marks? I said, yeah, and you also forgot your hammer up here. you still had the hammer up there. Insurance fraud. Okay. But there's some benefits to asphalt too. Shingle roofs are much more affordable.
Yep. Bet you they're easier to repair.
A ban would financially strain lower income residents. True.
I think a ban would strain a lot of residents, not
Yeah.
just lower income residents.
Shingles allow for affordable replacements when damaged, like you were saying.
Yep.
You know, massive retrofits. You know, if you ban shingles, you know, these houses are structured for shingles. They're not structured for some other stuff. You have to maybe modify the roof supports,
Well,
depending on what you're using.
or yeah, I don't want to jump ahead, so.
Widespread use and availability. Most Florida homeowners already have shingles, which is true. Mm-hmm. Banning shingles would disrupt the roofing industry. Absolutely. If you
Yeah.
just say you can't have shingles.
Well, it'll never be just a today's the day shingles are cut off. I don't see that happening.
Shingles materials are widely available. Asphalt shingles are easy source for alternative like tile colors, you know, like
Yeah.
different looks and stuff. Existing homes, they're saying, if we ban them, we'll grandfather all existing homes and just put it to new construction in existing homes.
Right. We've talked about that before too. I think if this does happen, it's going to be like everything else. When a code change happens, it's not like they go backwards and make all the houses that are already built, you know, change the code. It's going to be, if you do a certain percentage of change, then you're going to have to bring everything up to the new codes and new standards. And I just, that's the only logical way to do it. And it makes sense because history repeats itself. It's how they've done codes in Miami after hurricanes that we had, you know, back 30 some odd years ago. That forced a lot of the changes here just across the state.
Yeah.
That's what happened. You know, we reduced the soffits, and, you know, we required clips and straps and things now.
So the asphalt shingle industry is pretty powerful. Job losses, you know, for the roofing sector would be many. Okay. Shingle manufacturers would fight back, which is true. Shingles are already hurricane rated. Newer shingles meet Florida's wind codes that could withstand strong storms. They already have it. Like shingles are getting better and stronger.
Yeah.
Like my roof, I had them put down what's called a peel and stick. And a lot of roofs are doing it. There's benefits and there's disadvantages to it, you know. But one of the benefits is, if the shingles all get blown off my roof, I still won't have a leak because it's like a shower cap.
Yeah, it's a rubber membrane.
It's a rubber membrane. Now, some people are saying the disadvantages to it. Once you put it down, it's not like you're going to replace your roof and you're going to be able to peel that stuff up.
It's not coming off.
And the other people are saying, you know, it's going to sweat your roof. So if you're putting down a peel and stick, make sure you have really good ventilation in your
sweat
attic.
your roof if you don't have, you know, ridge caps and the stuff that you need on your roof. Or, you know, that's one of those maintenance things on the house again. You know, if your insulation rolls over into your, you know, your soffit vents, keep them clean.
And it's like Florida already has strict roofing codes. Like, you know, like now they want to, you know, when you put in your roof, you got to re-nail everything down, you know, every 6 inches, you know, and you have a wind mitigation, have hurricane clips, have hurricane straps. You know, there's a lot of stuff that is required now that makes it better, you know. Insurance company already dictate a lot of the roofing mandates and everything. So at the end of the day, do I think they're going to ban shingles in Florida? Absolutely not.
I don't think they are. And if they do something, I mean, you know, you've got tile roofs. There's so much to take into thought when you're talking about this. Your house, you can't put tile roofs on it because your trusses aren't structured correctly, nor can they be structured correctly to carry the load. I mean, that's not just load for your trusses, it's loads into your walls that goes down into your foundation. That's a lot of weight.
Yeah, like the Hudson house is going to be a metal roof, but at the same time, you have, unless you have good insulation up in the attic, you're going to hear noise when it rains, you know, with everything. And those still require, you know, maintenance, you know, and you have to have the right installers to install those things too.
Yeah, they know how to put it down right. You know, I don't see it happening. You might see something in a code change on coastal homes, you know, like they did with the stilts.
Well, they're yeah.
That I would foresee happening.
I have to do impact windows and I have to do metal roof, but I am right on the water.
Right. That's where I see things that are going to be mandatory when you're on the water, maybe a mile or two in, when you're really susceptible to those landfall high winds. That I would make. That would make
Plus,
sense.
you're talking about 18 feet off the ground to the first floor, and then you talk about another 10, 20. Like, who really wants to get up that high and freaking replace shingles? You need like freaking. It's not like a ladder you could put up there and everything. But tell us what you guys think. You think Florida should ban asphalt shingles? And do me a favor, consider subscribing. It really helps out the channel, and that's today's video. Thank you, and have a great day. Watch this video right here. I picked it out just for you guys also. Speak to you soon.
Thanks. See you on the next video.